Hey, what's up and welcome back for another Ohio Nerd Toy Hunt here at the Kane County Chicago Toy Show for another installment at toy hunting at this massive, absolutely gigantic toy show. The Kane County Chicago Toy Show. This edition was held April 24th, 2021. If you haven't yet seen the previous videos I made on this, don't you frown, because you can catch them all in any order you want. You'll see all the toys that are out there. This show was so big that it took 3 videos. Right now you're watching this third installment. You can go back and watch the second, then the first. You can watch the first after this, then you can watch the second. Doesn't matter what order you watch these in. If you watch this all the way to the end, and then you go back and watch the other ones, you'll see them all. There'll be links to those down in the description below. Now, with a toy show of this size, there was just absolutely variety of everything. I mean, right here we had some pretty cool vintage Halloween decorations. This show had booths that had some random advertising memorabilia. It wasn't a flea market in the sense of the huge, randomness and flea market type things. But with a toy show of this size and this magnitude, it did bring out a lot more of those obscure items that, you might see sometimes at a toy show. But at this show, you had a pretty good selection of those too. Now, there weren't tools and glassware and flea market stuff like that, but you did have some Halloween and holiday decorations and things of that nature. Some more of those, cool pop culture, harkening back to the days of old youth type items that you would remember. But as far as action figures, my goodness, this show was grade A quality right there. Everything from wrestling figures to Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, He-Man, Voltron, die-cast, Hot Wheels, Hot Toys, Gentle Giant. I mean, it had it all. It had it all. If there is a toy line that you collect, I would almost put money on the fact that as long as it's a real toy line that was produced and not some art toy, then boom, it's probably going to be at the Chicago Toy Show. And even if it's an art toy or something that's custom, there's a really good chance it still might be there. I mean, this show was insane. Highly, highly, highly recommend you make it on out in the future if you haven't before. It's worth the trip. Get some buddies, haul your butts out there, and have a good time. Get there, go to the show, go see the city, go eat some of the delicious food in Chicago, and just have a great time with some friends. That's what we did. It was myself, my father, and my good friend, the toxic slob, Sean Hill. We all went out to this show and just absolutely had a blast. Transformers fans delight. This booth had absolutely killer Transformers. This back wall was probably the best wall of Transformers I've ever seen at a show. It had so many amazing G1 Transformers with the box, some sealed in box, some with the box, and the booth didn't just have Transformers. They had a great variety of other toy lines too, as you can see here. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Booths like this are so much fun to go and check out. They have great things to see. Even if it's not something that you collect, check them out. The display alone can be a great thing if you appreciate and love toys. Like myself, I've said it before on this channel, if you're a longtime subscriber and fan, Transformers is something that I've never really gotten into. I like the movies, I like the TV show, But as far as collecting, I've never really gotten into Transformers. But when you go and you see the big wall of all the vintage Transformers, that's just something that I can appreciate and love. It's so cool to get to check that out in person. Now, there's other booths that are more hodgepodge. There's booths that just are full of dig bins. And I love it all. You know, each type of booth brings something to the table. And each booth, you know, has those really cool items. That might be a grail piece that you're never going to see. It might be a dig bin that you find a great deal and a figure for $1. It might be the booth that, you know, is a real hodgepodge. But when you start looking around and you start, you know, kind of playing Where's Waldo at the booth, you find some really cool figures mixed in. And that's the great thing about going and checking out each of these booths, is they each bring their own unique flair and cool individuality at these shows. Now this has to be in my top 10 of most fun I've had toy hunting. This show was great, you know, from the great variety, from the absolute massive scale, to the fantastic people. The people, you know, really can help make a show just absolutely tremendous, and I had an absolute blast hanging out here. When I do my normal shows, there tends to be the same group of people, you know, that travel from show to show. We're all in the same area, and that's amazing. I love getting to see you each and every show and catch up. And there's also people who, you know, might only come to one show. They might come to their local show, and they might not get around that much. And that's good too. You know, I love seeing you when you go to those shows. I encourage you to go out and see more shows. But, you know, if you only come to the one, I still love seeing you. Now, at this show, it's absolutely massive. It's in a completely different area. So, you know, I still got to see some of my great friends that I always love to hang and talk to. And I got to meet so many new people too. Or maybe some people, you know, I'm friends with online, and we talk online, and then we get to the show, and we get to meet each other, and we get to hang out. There's so many people like that. Shout out Ulysses, shout out Creative Bantha, shout out, you know, so many people. There's just too many people to name. Pixel Dan was there. People that I've talked to online, Justice Curry, and getting to see you in person, people that I don't get to meet at my local circuit, people who don't, you know, make it out to that way. Highly encourage you to make it out to these shows in Ohio. I mean, we're absolutely killing it in the show department, but getting to meet you out here in Chicago, absolutely amazing. I loved it, and that's one of the reasons I'd say it's the top 10, for me at least. Not just these amazing toys, but these amazing people as well. This booth here has some great modern Star Wars selection going on, and nearly complete lines as well, from the Saga Legends line there, the original, to the 30th anniversary collection and lots more. They almost had the full run of a couple of these lines. And that's something I think would be really cool to do. If you had unlimited income, you go to a big show like this, and then just collect a whole line at a show, I think that'd be fantastic. He had so many 30th anniversary figures. Other booths had a great selection of 30th anniversary figures. That's a Star Wars toy line that I am, pretty partial to. It's one I loved growing up and played with. I think it'd be super cool to say, go in if you had the unlimited capital to do it, and then just hunt the whole line at one show. I think that'd be an amazing story. I think it'd be super cool, to get that whole collection. And I think it'd just be overall a good time. I mean, could you imagine trying to find the whole line at one show? I think that'd be pretty ridiculous. It'd be pretty crazy. So going to a show like this, that's something that you can't really have the option to do at other shows, but you can at a show like this. This show was actually so big that it overflowed into these outside booths here. Now, I've never been to a toy show that had booths outside, but I gotta say, the outside booths did bring some pretty good heat. I mean, they had all sorts of goodies. It wasn't just, junk outside. These people had quality items just like any other person would have had. Thank you for watching to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you.